run. To move swiftly. Fluids, to flow. Nautical, of a vessel, to sail before the wind, in distinction from reaching or sailing close-hauled. Transitive, to control or manage, be in charge of. Intransitive, to be a candidate in an election. Transitive, to make run in a race or an election. To exert continuous activity, to proceed. Intransitive, to be presented in the media. Transitive, to print or broadcast in the media. Transitive, to smuggle, illegal goods. Transitive, agriculture, to sort through a large volume of produce in quality control. To extend or persist, statically or dynamically, through space or time. Transitive, to execute or carry out a plan, procedure, or program. To pass or go quickly in thought or conversation. Copulative, to become different in a way mentioned, usually to become worse. Transitive, to cost a large amount of money. Intransitive, of stitches or stitched clothing, to unravel. To pursue in thought, to carry in contemplation. To cause to enter, to thrust. To drive or force, to cause, or permit, to be driven. To cause to be drawn, to mark out, to indicate, to determine. To encounter or incur, a danger or risk. To put at hazard, to venture, to risk. To tease with sarcasms and ridicule. To sew, a seam, by passing the needle through material in a continuous line, generally taking a series of stitches on the needle at the same time. To control or have precedence in a card game. To be in form thus, as a combination of words. Archaic, to be popularly known, to be generally received. To have growth or development. To tend, as to an effect or consequence, to incline. To have a legal course, to be attached, to continue in force, effect, or operation, to follow, to go in company. To encounter or suffer, a particular, usually bad, fate or misfortune. Golf, to strike, the ball, in such a way as to cause it to run along the ground, as when approaching a hole. Video games, rare, to speedrun. Act or instance of running, of moving rapidly using the feet. Act or instance of hurrying, to or from a place, not necessarily by foot, dash or errand, trip. A pleasure trip. Flight, instance, or period of fleeing. Migration, of fish. A group of fish that migrate, or ascend a river for the purpose of spawning. A path taken by literal movement or figuratively unrestricted use. Only used in have the run of. An enclosure for an animal, a track or path along which something can travel. Australia, New Zealand, rural land holding for farming, usually for running sheep, and operated by a run holder. State of being current, currency, popularity. Continuous or sequential a flow of liquid, a leak. Chiefly eastern Midland U.S., especially Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, a small creek or part thereof. Compare southern U.S. branch and New York and New England brook. A quick pace, faster than a walk. A sudden series of demands on a bank or other financial institution, especially characterized by great withdrawals. Any sudden large demand for something. Various horizontal dimensions or surfaces, a standard or unexceptional group or category. In sports, a line of knit stitches that have unraveled, particularly in a nylon stocking. Nautical, the stern of the underwater body of a ship from where it begins to curve upward and inward. Mining, the horizontal distance to which a drift may be carried, either by license of the proprietor of a mine or by the nature of the formation, also, the direction which a vein of ore or other substance takes. A pair or set of millstones. In a liquid state, melted or molten. Cast in a mold. Exhausted, depleted, especially with down or out. Of a zoology, traveled, migrated, having made a migration or a spawning run. Smuggled. Past participle of rin. R. U. N. Run.